Welcome, my friends, to day 21 of the Seeker's Guide to Soul Contact. This covers 365 lessons to bring the seeker closer to the soul or the spirit, or often called the higher self. If you like what you've gone through so far, give us a like and subscribe to our channel. The theme for the day is my first false gods. The first false gods in your life were your parents. Yes, I know that many parents were very good people with good intentions, but consider this. Before you were born, you lived in a spiritual sphere where you were one with your soul, which shares a oneness with your true parent, who is God. Now, your parents were the first ones who introduced you to a voice outside of yourself that was not God. Parents, even with those with the best of intentions, are the first false gods that a person encounters in life. So why are they false gods? Because the words they implant in you, though they have some truth, also have numerous errors. Now, unlike the voice of God that dwells in you, the voice of your parents often leads you astray from the truth rather than toward it. In saying this, I'm not condemning parents in any way. We choose this life to gain experience in a state that is separate from God. And in this separate state, as an infant, we have to be introduced to this world of illusion. And we have to be introduced by those who are already in it. Now, you chose the best possible parents for yourself to become your first outer gods. You thought that their virtues would be helpful, but their errors would be obvious enough to drive you to seek the real truth from the inner God. And we've all noticed that as children age, they begin to challenge their parents and often instigate an outright rebellion. One reason for this great questioning and challenging is that we are born with a desire to find our true source within, which never fails. Children who are fresh from the realms of spirit sense that the outer voices are not reliable and they test them. Children doing this are often seen as being rebellious and are quite often punished, but many of them are just trying to find their true source and discover what it has to say. Now, during this stage, the child hears many outer voices from friends, teachers, books, movies, and famous personalities that drown out the inner voice. After a period of exploration, the standard child selects the teachings of the outer God it will follow. By the time children become adults, most are solidified in the world of illusion and fixated on following the outer gods rather than the one true God within. As adults, they often realize that their belief system and characteristics are much more like their parents than they imagined they would be during their rebellious stage. This is because the rebellion just led them to other false gods that seemed to have more error than their parents, and there was no one to lead them back to their true source. As adults, seekers just settle on the best that has been presented to them, and much of that generally comes from their parents. This assignment today focuses on your parents. Contemplate all the things they attempted to instill in you and how much remains. Ask yourself these questions. How many of my spiritual beliefs are like my parents? How much of my sense of right and wrong is like my parents? Was my career choice influenced by theirs? Are my political beliefs similar to them? Is my diet influenced by them? Is my attitude toward money and success influenced by them? Is whether I drink or smoke influenced by them? Are the friends I select influenced by them? Am I motivated to be like my parents, or am I motivated to be different from them? Now reflect in your mind on all the things you've learned from your parents that have you now concluded are not correct. How did you come to these conclusions? Are you sure your conclusions are in harmony with the inner voice? Now reflect on all the things that you have attempted or accepted and apply it in your life that you have learned from your parents. Are you sure you're correct in doing this? After all, they were wrong in some things, so maybe you are just extending their mistakes. End this lesson with this affirmation: I will not extend the mistakes of my parents. I will find the truth that will set me free. Contemplate these things, and we will see you tomorrow.